Doctors. It's one of the big frustrations I hear from people in the group, and again, I'll always start off by not pointing out at the doctors. It's not their fault, it's the system. But what is your experience with your doctor? If you've went to see a doctor with a high blood pressure issue, do you have a story you can share? What was your experience of that? What I've encouraged quite a few, and I mean, 50 plus people, and the results is outstandingly astonishing, should I say? That's a better word. At least 95% of the doctors knew nothing about nitric oxide. Now, if nitric oxide is the gas that opens your veins and everything else, obviously there's other things. There's certain glands and the kidneys and everything else. You can produce too much adrenaline, too much angiotensin, and all this sort of stuff, which will constrict the veins. But in general, nitric oxide is the thing that expands the veins and everything else. So next time you go and see your doctor, ask and put feedback into this video. Did your doctor know about nitric oxide? Was he able to give you any good advice on it? Did he talk about the age-related decline, or was it like my doctor and said, look, your blood pressure, not an issue, just as you get older, your veins get stiffer, and that's it, it's a natural part of aging. That is horrific. And I don't blame the person. Absolutely don't blame the person. But it's the system. They get 10 minutes. 10 minutes to diagnose what's wrong with you and all that sort. And I'm talking about blood pressure. They've got the entire body. Can you imagine how difficult that would be? But it's absolutely not just a case of getting aging. It's absolutely reversible. It's absolutely fixable and all this sort of stuff. So, what is your experience with your doctor? Did you feel satisfied? Did you get a lot of help? I understand that they'll be completely compassionate and nice people. I understand. But have you ever asked them about nitric oxide? What sort of information could they give you on that? Any experiences you can share from your doctor or the healthcare system, wherever you're based, whether it's in the USA, the UK, wherever it is? What is your feedback from that? I'd be really interested to hear that. And again, the idea of this is positivity and encouraging talk and communication and sharing. It's not to point fingers. And certainly one of the things, I know I sometimes waffle a little bit, but to be armed with information is really good. So if you can help your doctor in any way, if you can sit in front of your doctor and say, listen, I'm not, again, prescribed medication is required for some people, and if that's your choice, it's absolutely okay. But if you don't want to go on prescribed medication, it would be nice to sit in front of your doctor and to talk about nitric oxide, to talk about diet, to talk about stress, to talk about detox, to talk about sleep, to talk about stress management, all these sorts of things. So you're in a much better position to help your doctor. If you're a person that gets very anxious and full of stress and your work pressures and all this sort of stuff, wow, it might be a case that your blood pressure system's pretty much okay, but you're overacted in the fight and flight response, and you operate in the sympathetic nervous system, which means that you're continually in a tense state. Your blood pressure is going to be high, as you know by white coat syndrome. Any case, I'm going to cut this one short. There's Alpha and Django. I like to try and get them in every video. So I know this is a really important topic. The healthcare systems, your doctor, how much help they were able to give you. Or were you happy? Were you unhappy? If you're unhappy, do you have any suggestions for the group how they could get more out of the doctor and help the doctor and everything else? Any comments below? Really appreciate it. Thank you very much. And by the way, all these videos I put out, sometimes Meta doesn't show them to many people. But the more people that like and comment on the video, the more that Meta will share it with people. So I'd really appreciate if you at least put a like on. If you can put a comment on, even better. Thank you very much. Cheers now. Bye-bye.